Hello. Hi, everyone. How are you today, my friends? What are you talking about? I'm at. Are you learning Chinese right now? But that doesn't seem to be the right Chinese, my friend, somehow. Morning. Hi, my friend. How are you guys? How's everyone? Good to see all of you in here. Yeah. Oh, you're learning Chinese? Okay. When did you start learning Chinese, my friend? Did you start learning Chinese after you come into Red Note? Hi, hi, good to see familiar faces. 姐姐可以请教一下你了吗？是填了那个表，直播就可以说英文不会提醒吗？对啊，我之前发给你那个表，你有填吗？嗯哼。Good morning. Hi, Georgie. Hi, Jose. Hello, hi, everyone. Good to see every one of you in here. Okay, I just started my life. What do you mean? I am an entrepreneur with no capital. You could still start up a business without any capital. So, like, I have actually shared multiple times, there is a documentary called like Billionaire Undercover, something like that. So, basically, what that documentary did is just they throw a billionaire to a place that they know nobody and nobody knows him. And then he was only given a phone and a car and like no place to live and like just like a very small, tiny amount of cash for him to start. And within the next I think 3 months he will have to build a business that's worth $1 million. So you started to see like how he was able to just like first of all find a place to make some money in order to find a place for him to live, right? Because he basically has no place to live. So like for the very first days he was basically just sleeping in his car, and from time to time he was starting from like little amount of cash, like he was able to find a job at a place to accumulate some initial capital, and using that initial capital and at the very same time just drive around to observe where are the business opportunities, right? And then later on, like, so for example, there was a St. Patrick Day. So in the US, whenever there was like St. Patrick Day, then he would start to build selling some everything green, like green balloon and green kind of t-shirts, and that's how he was able just to buy low, sell high, and make the first bucket of money. And using that first bucket of money, then later on build more business, and like eventually build a big restaurant within just 3 months of time. And inside the restaurant, not only the restaurant itself is selling beer, selling hot dogs, the brand itself also becomes to selling like t-shirt, etc. Like so good. Yeah. 每天看到你一整天能量满满. Oh yeah, that is great. Yeah. Only talk Chinese and English. What else do you want me to talk, Jose? Salmo? Isn't that amazing to be able to talk Chinese and English already? I can speak a little bit German since when I was pretty young. Like I also studied 2 months of German, but I forgot almost everything. So literally just Chinese and English. Okay, but that is pretty awesome, right, my friend? Are you Christian or is it just a tea necklace? It's just a tea necklace. Okay, so just so you know, 90%, over 90% of the people here in China does not have any religious belief. Okay, does not have any religious belief. Yeah. In Australia, it's designed to make it restrictive. To make what restrictive? I don't quite understand. What do you mean by make us restrictive? Yeah. Because I do have like friends living in Australia and they were also able to build a business. I mean, it's a matter of like whether you have this determination to start a business or not. I also received a message from one of the follower asking me like, "Hey, you know what? I have started my my business multiple times, but I was not able to be successful. Like, I know you're an entrepreneur. Is it possible that we can schedule a time? I'd be happy to pay for it to see what the kind of problems I have." Okay. So to be honest, like I said, like maybe I just don't want you to pay, right? We can start from doing something. For example, like you just come to my live stream, right? Just say hello to the live stream, and then I will just reply to your questions, and I can share a lot of the kind of experience I had when about starting up a business and what's the procedure. You can ask all the question in the comments, and we can have this very direct interactions, right? Somehow I just feel um, like I she said, okay, yes, sure, but I've never seen her in here like raising questions. So I feel like it's all about determination. For example, Christy Little C, right? Christy Little C, like you guys know her, like she has been in my live stream for a lot of time. And then like she the other day asked me this question, like, hey, could you please share with me your like tips, any suggestion how I am able to improve my public speaking skills? And I say, yeah, sure, just come to my live stream. We can do this, right? And she appeared very second day, and at 7:30 sharp, when I just started a live stream, when I was even not prepared, and she's already on the line. And like whenever I shared this like my suggestion to her, like she was like really thankful, and she was there like really, I could feel like she's like taking down all the notes, right? And really learning something. So like I'm pretty sure, right, Christy Little C was able to improve her public speaking skills after listening to my suggestions, like do that, because you could feel like she has this determination of doing that, right? Some people, I just feel like, well, even though they wanted to do something, but they just don't have the kind of determination to start doing a business, start doing something, then as a result, if you don't have this strong determination, then there's no way for you to be successful, right? Hi everyone, I just talked too fast. You're smart. 是的，学到了很多哈。对，但是我觉得最主要的还是，就是你自己的 attitude，就是说，当你想要去做一件事情的时候，你自己是不是本身就有这个很强的决心？那比如说，我可以感受到 Christy 你是很想要去改善这方面的技能的，所以你会哦好，既然 Nytrix 说会来跟我分享，那第二天你就啪一下，第一分钟你就上线，就在那边等着。所以这种 attitude 才能够真正帮助你去达成你想要做的事情呀。Yeah. So for some people, they wanted to do so. Also, like it's so interesting when I first started my live stream in January, and I share that what, I'm an entrepreneur, and back then the kind of project I was focusing on was an AI generative AI project, right? And there's like multiple people coming up to me and said, you know what, I have some amazing business ideas. Is it possible to collaborate with you? Oh, is it possible, like you could just make it for me, something like that. I just have those amazing ideas. I have actually encountered so many people who only stop at thinking. They say that I have, oh, amazing ideas. Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, but they don't have the execution ability. What matters at the end of the day is about execution. Because no matter what kind of business you want to do, no matter how fantastic idea it is, when you really start up this business, you will just encounter so many difficulties, so many challenges that you cannot imagine. I have tried multiple times to start a business, and I figured that no matter what kind of business I wanted to start up, like no matter how fantastic this idea is, at the end of the day, you are just gonna meet so many difficulties. So it's never about, what, I'm just sitting at home and thinking about an amazing idea. And you know what? Since you have a team, why don't you just do it? It's not like that. Like even the worst idea, if you have very strong execution ability to make it happen, a bad ideas can be a good ideas eventually, like to make it big. Yeah. So you look at all the listed companies out there right now, and the stock exchange, I'm pretty sure like every founder of those business are able to build this business only after they're able to overcome so many difficulties. Like somehow we have this kind of saying in China that like to be an entrepreneur you have to experience like nine death before you're like 9 people would die before there's only one person that will be successful, something like that. 创业是这个九死一生的 something like that. And there was like very famous saying like that, right? So in my opinion, my interpretation of like 创业是九死一生这一件事, my interpretation is not like out of 10 entrepreneurs, 9 would not be successful, only one would be. Like for me, my interpretation is no matter what business you want to start up, Like you have to experience so many difficulties. Like for example, maybe over the entire journey, 90% of the time you'll just be unsuccessful. You'll just be faced with obstacles. Like it's just constant trying and constantly just overcome all the obstacles until eventually you're able to reach the final destination of becoming successful. Well, to be honest, as long as you are an entrepreneur, like just every single day, as long as you decided I'm just continue one more day as entrepreneur, I'm pretty sure on that exact day you're just going to face obstacles, like overcoming challenges and solving problems and clearing obstacles is just like a routine job for all the entrepreneurs. Like no matter what you do, that's basically what you do every day. So that's what I kind of things that I am doing right now. So I feel like, so when there's a lady like reaching out to me and said what, I'm not a Christian, Carol. I'm wearing it more for like beauty. However, I do think it's a beautiful necklace, and I'm also having this necklace inside my own shop. So if you guys think this is a beautiful necklace, this is good for Christian people, can definitely check it out. Okay, yeah, definitely check it out. Yeah. So like for example, like so that's why like I said when there was this lady approaching me and said that, you know what, I have started my business multiple times. I really want to understand how you are able to start your business. And can you share with me something, and give me some private coach? I feel like, oh yeah, sure. So I'm very happy. There's another lady, another female entrepreneur wanting to start up something, right? I feel very happy, and also I had this very great experience with Crystal Little C, right? She came to me and asking for a suggestion. I gave the suggestion and she really think it's helpful. And I feel like, yeah, whenever I am able to help someone, I feel really fulfilled and I'm really happy about that. So there's someone else reaching out to me for help. And I think, you know what, I do want to help her. However, I just could feel like she's not so determined. So the first lesson probably I need to share with her. I hope she is in the live today, but if she's not, that is fine. But for everyone else, if you ever want to start doing something, it's the very first thing. The most important thing is determination. Okay, determination is very important. If you really want to achieve something, you have to focus 100% on this. Like if you yourself don't want it to happen, right? You don't have this very strong determination. You're not spending extra efforts, then there's no way. No matter how much other people are helping you, you're just not going to be successful. That's pretty much like that. And yesterday we also said a little bit about manifestation, right? And also someone in the comments said that, well, it doesn't work if you are not hardworking. You have first have a wish, like using the method of manifestation, and plus that with hardworking, and that's how you're able to achieve something you want, right? Yes, I watched Nytrix growing up, open website, store, etc. Exactly. Like you guys watched me from the very, very day one, right? So like I think 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I was able to reach 50,000 followers on Red Note, right? And almost 20,000 followers there on TikTok. So guys, for those of you who haven't followed me, definitely follow me, okay? So I was able to build 50,000 followers within just 3 months of time. I started, like everyone saw it, I started my account on Red Note at the end of January, right? Because that was the time when TikTok refugee all flooded to Red Note, and I was able to think I was able to start up a account and talk in English with people around the world. And so like many people was able to follow me. Many people follow me back then. For example, Louis the Cat followed me back then when I only had 500 followers. And she has always been in here watching me. And also like Hoya followed me when I was like 5,000 followers, right? And you guys have been with me since the very early stage and you watched me grow from day one to like 50,000 followers today. And so like, and also witness the whole process. Like at the very beginning, I was not doing anything related to the kind of business I'm doing now, right? So that's why like you guys like witness with your own eyes, seeing from day one that, okay, you know what, Nitrous was saying that, okay, she wanted to cross-border e-commerce, but there was nothing. And until today, you started to see I have a Reno shop, I have a TikTok shop, I have a standalone website myself. And then I was able to get 50,000 followers on Red Note and almost 20,000 followers on TikTok and almost 10,000 followers on Instagram and also other platforms. So like many of you guys just witness me how I was able to start everything from zero and grow everything up to this point now, right? So I feel like it's all about determination. Once I am determined to do something, like I just keep on doing it and build everything from scratch, bit by bit. I was able to build a lot of things up till today. And I'm pretty sure by the end of this year, I will be able to build so many more, so many more. Okay. I'm pretty sure I will be able to build so many more. So it's definitely determination. It's very important that we have this determination. I have this very clear goal and I manifest that I will be able to achieve it. It's a matter of fact. The fact is just going to happen in the future, not now, but that is something that is absolutely going to happen. And all I need to do is just stay very focused on the kind of things that I am doing and what I want to achieve. And step by step, I do everything. I make improvements every single day. And until eventually I will be able to be something bigger, something stronger, and you guys will be the witness of my growth. Yeah, you guys will be the witness of my growth. Yeah. I need to manifest. I need my good vibes come back. Yeah, exactly, Karina. So that is so important. So, like, to be honest, this is not superstitious. It's scientific. It's actually scientific. I feel like it's psychology, right? So, like 95%, there's a scientific study that shows 95% of the decisions that we made every day are actually subconscious. So think about that. To be honest, every day when you wake up, like you are already starting to make decisions. It's just that you do not realize you're actually making decisions, right? Just think how many decisions you need to make. There are actually some study that's showing every single day we need to make like, you know, 100 thousands of decisions, 100 thousands of decisions every day. You decide whether you need to wake up, right? For example, when you open your eye, that might be the first decision you make. And then later on, what you eat for breakfast, that is another decision, right? And later on in the day, what to wear if you are going to work, right? What to wear, that's another decision. There's so many decisions you're making every day. It's just that you're not realizing you're making decisions. So that's why scientifically study shows that 95% of the decisions are made subconscious, using subconscious. So it's so important that you just need to tell your subconscious what are the things you want to do eventually, right? So if our decisions are made or led by the subconscious, then it's very important to change the subconscious to a way that we want ourselves to go toward to. So for example, there is a like, hi QPI, good to see you. Looking beautiful and pretty as usual. Thank you. Good evening, Nytrix. I'm all good. Yeah. You have the infrastructure and services available in your country. Z, that is basically just excuse for not starting up a business, for someone. So yes, I here in China, we do have this infrastructure and services available in our country. So that's why I use this kind of strength in in our country and start a business myself, right? So, for example, if you are in your country, I'm pretty sure there are kind of resources that is available in your country, in your area, in your city, or in your town specifically that is not available in some other areas. So you just need to observe what are the kind of things that is available in your area and take good advantage of that. Hi, Christina. Good to see you again. Ni hao. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. So like one of the excuse many people use is like, you know what? Oh, okay, yeah. Since like you have that, that's why you're successful. I don't have that, so that's why I'm not successful. It's never the truth. So if this person is determined, this person is smart and wants really to do something, you throw him even in the middle of the desert, like he or she is able to do something. So it doesn't really matter where you are. Okay. So back to the topic about subconscious, right? I said like 90%, 95% actually of all. Hi, David. Good to see you. Yeah. So, like, for example, we were saying that over 95% of all the decisions were actually made using subconscious, right? You didn't realize you're making decisions and you're already making decisions. So, like, if we don't change our subconscious, then the kind of decisions we make are usually just going to go against the kind of people we want ourselves to be. Right. So that is like a very interesting thing. For example, like some people, like I consider myself to be a very confident person. I do believe in many things that I am able to achieve. But to be honest, like I am very that's the reason behind that is because I was born in a very lucky family, a family that my parents encourage a lot. Really, really encourage me every single day. Like no matter what kind of obstacles I encounter, like my parents just encourage me, encourage me, encourage me, and they would not say anything that would stop me. They feel like, okay, I have an amazing daughter that you just should go like whatever way, whatever path you want to go, and I think you have a bright future. You know, I have strong belief in you. I was born in a family like that. But not many people are just lucky as me, right? Many people were born in a family where their parents are just very discouraging. Especially, I know that many Chinese people, you know, I'm not so sure about the kind of culture in the Western world or in some other countries. So, like, I know, like, in China, for the last generation, the kind of concept of education is always about discouraging the children. So like for a lot of the Chinese friends, like have shared multiple times on in their social media, like making contents, sharing their personal life experience, their family experience, said that whenever I was little, whenever I wanted to do something, my mom always said that you're not just gonna do it. Or like whenever like she wanted to try something, and the mom would just be like, you want to try that? Don't you just look at yourself? 这东西你能行吗？你还做这个? It's always like a very negative and discouraging kind of attitude. The reason why they have, like for the last generation, like our parents' generation, so many of them use those kind of attitude to educate children is because they grow up in an environment that they themselves were educated in that way. Unfortunately, many people didn't realize that that was a very wrong way of education. Many people didn't realize that, and they realized, okay, they only got to know, so it became their subconscious, right? Like I said, it became a subconscious that, oh, okay, you know, people just should just always think they are not good enough, right? Oh, okay, it's you know, just a root, it's a very normal thing to don't have confidence. It's a very normal thing to just discourage my children, so that should be a way to educate my children. So that's basically what happens. So if you look at a lot of like people of my generations, like so this is also because we also need to thank social media, right? Because nowadays, like the development of social media makes us get it becomes like so easy for us to get access to all those amazing information on social media. Like so many people start to realize that always discouraging the children is such a wrong way of education, but people didn't realize without like social media, get it becomes like so easy for us to get access to all those amazing information on social media. Like so many people start to realize that always discourage TikTok somehow, like it was it stopped. Okay, a little bit time. Okay. 诶，我抖音上面的杨，那不是抖音说错了，我的那个怎么断掉了？OK，哦，OK，OK，back to the topic. Right, I think it's all good. Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah. So, like, okay, back to the topic, right? So, like, overall speaking, the last generation had this kind of mindset that, oh, you know what, it's okay to discourage because they grew up like that, right? I think the reason behind that, to be honest, in my opinion, was back then in China, like everyone was pretty poor, right? Like everyone was, you know, focusing so much on just feeding themselves, like working hard in order to, you know, just feed the family. Like they didn't pay any attention to the children's education, right? They didn't have any time and efforts to pay attention to children's education. So, you know, you would only have time to pay attention to children's education when you don't worry, you don't need to spend time worrying about like what to do in order to feed the family, right? And also you're not under like really strong anxieties every day about, you know, just maintaining the family wealth, right? So maintaining the family, like maintaining the family daily living, right? So like eventually what happened is like because our last generation, our parents generation was growing up in the kind of environment. Hi, no talk, good to see you. I was thinking about you this morning, you know. And you know, somehow like they were not able to understand the importance of children education. They didn't realize that you actually do need to spend time studying and understanding children's psychology and to make the right direction of education, many of our last generation. So that's why when it comes to our generation, like so many people of our generation started to have like really lacking self-confidence. So they were, like I said, they grew up in an environment where like their parents always discouraged them and always like, shh, 你这个东西能干好吗？你也不照照镜子，你也不看看你自己，right? This is a very commonly heard kind of saying, which means like, look at yourself, see yourself in the mirror. Like, are you this kind of material to do that? 你觉得你是做这件事情的材料吗？ Do you really think you can do it? Don't waste time. Don't waste my money. Just be like that. You know, this is very, very commonly seen in China. Like, right, my friends, right? For people who are Chinese, like tell me in the comment, right? This is so commonly seen in the kind of Chinese education for our generation because our parents don't have this kind of knowledge about how to educate their children. And back then there were no social media or no like teachers, right? They wouldn't spend money to go to school, to go to classes to understand like how to do a children education in a good way, right? Yeah, exactly. It's called 打压式教育, right? It's about like education using a very discouraging way, right? So that's how like what it was like back then in China. So like so that's why like I feel like nowadays like because we have social media and so many people like myself are spreading all those positive energy. Like I consider myself to be extremely lucky 啊，好羡慕你这么流利的英语，你有关注我吗？听多了，练多了以后，你也可以讲的很流利哦。So like that's why there's so many people. So that's why like, I consider myself to be so lucky to be born in a kind of family where like my parents just encourage me a lot, right? They don't do that in this 打压式教育, this like discouraging way. And so that's why in my subconscious, like my subconscious is always like no matter what I do, I will be successful. I will be successful. 必须关注求教方法哈，你先多听，多听，多听，听了以后就会慢慢变好的。OK? Yeah. So I feel like, well, so since you cannot choose what kind of families that you were born to, the thing you can, you know, the only thing we can do is to save ourselves, right? Change our subconscious by ourselves. Like we have to give lots of hint to ourselves and just try to change the subconscious from being not so confident to being very confident. That is like that, right? So our parents have always been telling us, like in China, that you know what, you're not just gonna do that. You're not a good person. Well, look at that person. He is good. She is good. You learn from him or her. You know what? Like doing lots of comparison. Like doing lots of comparison is the worst thing ever. But somehow that's something that many of the parents here in China do. I'm not so sure for the younger generation if you guys still do it, but like I see our last generation, so many parents make comparisons. Like my mom also makes so many comparisons when I was little, right? She was always like, hey, tell me, what does Mary do in your class? What does Alice do in your class? Oh, she's actually, you know, scoring higher than you. You need to study harder in order to reach a higher score, you know, to get a higher score than Alice, than Mary, something like that. Always comparison and always like something like, look at Alice, look at Mary, look at you. Why can't you just be like her? You know, lots of comparison. This is actually the worst education, right? How many of you guys have experienced that, my friend? And then the discouragement becomes a little devil playing with your mind. Exactly. So like also, you know, there we to be honest, like every day we're faced with so many opportunities. If your subconscious is like that, just like your parents said, which is, you know what, you are not gonna be successful. Like even an opportunity comes and smacks you in the face, you're just gonna have the subconscious like, oh, it can't be me. There's no way it's gonna be me, right? Oh, there's no way I'm gonna do it. Oh, there's no way. Like you have this kind of subconscious that even if there is opportunity that comes to your face, slap, you know, smacks you in the face, then you're not able to do it, right? 卡住了吗？有卡吗？没有卡吗？ My parents forced me to sports and even made uni worthless. What are you talking about? Safeguarding and out of love. If there is a positive quality the parent would wish for their children to adopt, I think it's safeguarding and out of love. What do you mean? To be honest, Moonboy, I don't quite understand. What do you mean by safeguarding and out of love? Yeah. I tell you what, I never listen to negative talk of people, so I can't really relate about that. Is like a really good quality. Just don't like listen to all those like negative talk or people. Just focus on yourself. I think that is like a really good quality. To be honest, it's like not so easy to not listen to those kind of negative comments about yourself, right? So especially for those of people who work or actually inside just a big families, you just have people talk something bad about you, right? So it's really hard to just not pay attention to anything negative, right? Well, even sometimes those negative talks is out of love, but somehow it will just discourage you, make you become a less confident person. Yeah. 职场上遇见过一个在打压式教育环境下成长的主管，他的管理方式也是打压，说的太对了。So Harold Lee said that. So when he's working in one of the company in the past, like he also met someone who grew up in an extremely discouraging kind of environment, and the way of his management is also the style of discouragement, right? And yes, it all happens like for me as well, right? Like for example, the way I manage people, like when it's in work in Korea, is like always encouragement. I say, okay, it's great you achieved that. I think you have the biggest potential to achieve something even bigger. So that is my way of doing that, because I was educated like that when I was little. And I feel like pretty sad for those people working under this guy, Harold, because like every day you just got all those discouragement. Like whenever people gets discouragement, then you just feel really sad, right? There are content creators out there I have seen that basically just doing one thing, which is going out and encourage people rather than discourage people, right? So like for example, if you are walking on the street and there's someone randomly walking up to you and said like, oh, you're amazing, you look good, like you just feel happy, no matter you know this person or not, no matter like you think he's saying or she's saying right or wrong. Like whenever you hear something nice about you, something really encourage you, you just feel like, oh, I'm gonna have a better day, right? And also, don't you guys find that whenever like you start to have better mood, whenever you start to feel extremely happy, that's also the moment you start to have good luck, right? There's a saying that in Chinese, like 爱笑的人运气通常都不会太差, which means like for someone who loves to smile a lot, they usually don't have a bad luck. There's such a saying like that. But if you really think behind that, you know, if you really think behind that, there is actually a logic in it. Any favorite food? Drnicoart. Well, I have lots of favorite food. I'm definitely a foodie. Okay, I'm a Taurus. That's why I'm 100% foodie. I like so many good food I really like. And there's so many good food here in China. That's why I encourage you guys to come visit China if possible, to try all the different sorts of Chinese foods here. Like super delicious. Yeah. So like when we think about the logic behind like why today is a World Smile Day. Wait, is it really a World Smile Day? Or it's just like you say today is a World Smile Day? Like we should all just smile a lot more, right? Always like be happy. So if you think in depth about it, like to be honest, in like it actually makes sense, right? For people like the reason why some people if they smile a lot, they just have a better look, right? For example, if you go to a restaurant, you find that there's no table and you just want to eat there and you want someone to share a table with you so that you can eat. Then if you go up to a person and say that, hey, is it possible that I share a table with you, with a big smile, there's a higher chance the person's just gonna nod his head or her head, said, yeah, yes, sure, just sit down, there's another table, just sit down and just share the table, right? It's like you would consider yourself have a good luck. You say, oh, okay, I'm so lucky someone is willing to share the table with me, right? However, at the end of the day, it's not because someone is willing to share the table because you're lucky. It's because you yourself have this kind of positive energy. You have this big smile that makes me feel like, okay, you're a very nice person. It should be okay to share a table with you. And then, like, even though this restaurant is full and you're still able to find the spot to enjoy the great amazing food in this restaurant, right? So 往往爱笑、鼓励、信心、魅力、运气都是互相关联的啊。Can't agree with you more, Little Earth. So Little Earth is saying that smiling, encouragement, confidence. How to say 魅力? How to say 魅力? what's the word for 魅力? Luck, right? These are all interrelated. These are all interrelated, right? Yeah. And also, like, there are also scientific study that shows that if you have a very positive, charming, charming, your personal charm, right? Charm. So these are all related. Thank you so much. Yeah, like smiling, encouragement, confidence, charm, and luck. These are all related. When you become a person that smiles a lot, like you encourage other people a lot. That must for sure means that you yourself is a very confident are a very confident person, right? If you're not confident, then how can you encourage other people? Or if you don't have the kind of confidence in yourself, how could you encourage other people to be confident, to feel good about, you can't, like, if you're not confident, you can't even find the good sides of yourself. How can you find the good sides of others, right? So definitely, confidence and encouragement, these are definitely like related, right? And also charm. Like, don't you find like some people, they're charming simply because they have a very strong sense of humor, they like to smile, and they like to make other people laugh, right? So these are all like interrelated. And like when you start to be able to really good and encourage others, like have a very big confidence in yourself, right? Whenever you start to have like big confidence, that's also the moment you start to really love yourself, right? You think, I am a person, like I have confidence, I think I am worthy, I am confident, like I think there are so many amazing things about myself, like I definitely love myself. So no matter what you do, you are showing people that you are the person that's worth love. What's worth love? Like I love myself so much, like I give the reason to other people that, you also need to love me, right? Something like that. There's a saying, like, if you don't love yourself, how can other people love you, right? Because you should be the one who love yourself most, right? So, oh, so today is World Smile Day? Okay, yeah. So, guys, today is World Smile Day. Today is World Smile Day. Okay, yeah. So, guys, today is World Smile Day. Okay, today smiley face in the comment. Okay, that's not a hard thing to do. Okay, that's not a hard thing to do. So, I want everyone to do that. Okay, yeah. Let's type a smiley face in the comment because today is the World Smile Day. Okay, and thank you, little Christy, for telling us that. Thank you, Christy, little C, for telling us because we do not know this. I do not know this is the world. Today is World Smile Day. So throughout this entire life, I'm just gonna do this live using the biggest smile ever I can. Try to spread this very positive energy to all of you guys, okay? 中国的宝宝们，如果你们今天进来没有好好听得懂英文的话，今天是世界微笑日，OK？今天是世界微笑日，所以我希望大家做一件事情，大家在评论区去打一个微笑的符号，OK？去打一个微笑的符号。Okay, 金德, I like it. Like you're typing a crying, laughing face. I like that. It's like you're smiling up to a way that you can't even smile more. That is so interesting. Okay. So I want everyone to do that. Okay. I want everyone to do that. So this is World Smile Day. So that's why, like, everyone just smile. Okay. And this is also another way. Xiaoten, I like it. Smile. So, like, this is also a subconscious training, my friend, right? This is also a subconscious training because by typing the smiley face in the comment area, don't you just feel like you actually feel you want to smile? Like whenever you type the smiley face in the comments, like you yourself probably are smiling, right, my friend? Okay, so again, today is the World Smile Day. So, guys, type in the comment, type a smiley face, okay? In psychology, the hello effect says people who smile are more attractive. Exactly. Exactly. So people who smile are more attractive. So we can do this practice, right? There are something you want, right? You want to be an attractive person. Everyone wants to be an attractive person, okay? Especially for those of you who are single, who are looking for a date, or you're actually flirting with someone, you just want this person to eventually be your girlfriend, boyfriend, or husband, wife. Then you need to smile more, my friend. You need to smile more. That is how you're able to make yourself a more attractive person and make other people wanted to be with you. Okay, my friend. So today is World Smile Day. So that's how you should do it. Spend the entire day with lots of smiley faces. Okay. So think about it. Okay. So if you are having something not so smooth today and you feel like not so happy, okay, just think about it. Today is a smile day. That's why, like, no matter what happens, even though it's a bad thing that happens to your life, just smile. Okay, my friend. I want every one of you to smile. And don't forget to follow me, okay? Don't forget to follow me. If you want to get more positive energy, I am right now spreading my positive energy to you, okay? Spreading my smile to you. I'm spreading my smile to you, and also giving all my positive energy to you. All my positive energy to you. Do you guys feel it? Do you guys feel it? Yeah. I smile today because I'm back to your live stream. So good, no talk. Yeah. I do remember many people that would constantly comes to my live stream. I remember you guys your names a lot. So if there is a period of time that I don't see some of you, that I actually do will think about you guys. You know, I do consider this to be a very close community. This is this is a really close community. Like you guys, like the other day, it was Hoya's birthday. Is there anyone's birthday? Is there anyone's birthday today? The other day was Hoya's birthday, and everyone just wished him happy birthday, right? So this is a pretty close community. So, like, guys, follow me, please. If you are new in here, just follow me and join this community, okay? Join me together. There are so many amazing people in this live stream, like people who are like Louis Cat, literally know everything. There's nothing she doesn't know, and also like very caring people like Hoya, like Christy Little C, No Talk, like so many other people who are like amazing. So it would be great if you guys, any new people come in here to join us as well. Okay, follow me please if you haven't done so, and keep on tapping the screen to send in likes. Okay, my friends, keep on tapping the screen to send in likes if you haven't done so. Okay, yeah, and also for friends on Reno, just so you know, I have chat group in here, a chat group in here. Okay, so a chat group in here, you could just tap and join. That is our family. That is our family, my friend. Yeah. So I'm so happy today is the World Smile Day, and thanks, Christy Little C, for telling me that, and I can share with all the people in the family so that every one of us here now know today is the World Smile Day. So everyone, every moment today, just smile. And you probably would notice, like, since you're smiling all the time today, today just become like extra lucky because you become so much more attractive after you smile, right? Like I said, I have analyzed the whole logic behind the reason why, like, since you started smiling, you just look more beautiful, more attractive. And when you become more attractive, people are more willing to help you right out there. And when you have like other people willing to help you, you consider that to be a luck. However, as a matter of fact, that's just basically because you become a more attractive person. So that's why like people are willing to help you, and that's why you become extra lucky. Okay, so let's make today your lucky day, not only the smile day. Now, my birthday is this weekend. Okay, my birthday is also the Mother's Day. My birthday is also the Mother's Day. Yeah. So, like, I was born on May 11th. So it's so interesting that, like, from time to time, like, my birthday is going to be the very same day as Mother's Day. So, like, it's very fun. I remember when I was little, there was one year that my birthday is also Mother's Day, and somehow like I'm a single child, right? So in my family, there's only my dad, me, and my mom. So that very day, like my dad is just gonna be the kind of servant of the entire family because it's my birthday, it's Mother's Day, and he's the only one that doesn't have any holidays. So that's when he needs to do everything to help us. 啊，我的生日是5月10号，哇塞，我们好近啊！你就 Priscilla, you're only one day before me. Yeah, and so anyone, is there anyone having birthday in May? Is there anyone else having birthday in May? Yeah. 也是每年跟母亲节一起庆祝，对的，我们的这个就是还挺近的。然后，所以当时那个发生汶川大地震的时候，5.12的时候，我当时就，哎呀，幸好不是我的生日啊，幸好我是早生了一天，不然每年的国难日就是我的生日了。我当时还 worry 了一下，Yeah. I'm about to log in for work shortly, so smile won't last long, but thanks. Please, no, 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 don't. Shashi, keep on smiling, okay? Keep on smiling. Just logging for work and just keep on smiling, okay, Shashi? I know like probably the work is pretty dull, pretty boring, but like just try smile while you work. Probably since you start smiling while you work, like everything is just becoming so different. Or like if you feel like it's not possible for you just like this because other people will just feel like you're so abnormal today. Have a smiley face in your heart, okay? Have a smiley face in your heart, just like while you do, like your face might be like "Mm, this, but inside your heart you have a smiley face, okay? Promise that you will do it today, okay? Promise me that you're gonna smile as much as possible from inside your heart and also on your face if possible today, okay? Shashi, will you do that? Will you do that for me? Yeah. Yeah. Today is my birthday. Oh, Lulala, happy birthday to you, Lulala. Okay, guys, everyone, let's wish Lulala happy birthday. Let's wish Lulala happy birthday. Anyone else? Anyone else? Yeah. Oh my God. I feel like, you know what, since I started talking to you guys about this, like, smile day, like, we need to smile more, we need to be confident more. Like, can you guys feel like I myself feel that I am so much better? I feel so much better. I feel like so much happier right now. Like, I just can't stop smiling, right? I just can't stop smiling, right? Guys, can you tell? Like, I actually smile a lot more today than before. I just feel like I can't get rid of this smile on my face when I start to say to you guys, like, today is the World Smile Day and let's smile more. So that's the power of subconscious, my friend. That is the power of subconscious. Like when I say to you guys, like when I tell you guys, right? When I tell you guys, yeah, guys, everyone, wish Lulala happy birthday. Yeah, it is. And is it he or she? Let me see. Lulala. This is oh, okay. It is her birthday. It is her birthday. So let's all wish her happy birthday, my friend. Anyone else having birthday today? Or having birthday this month? Yeah. So like I feel like, that is the power of subconscious, right? Today, since I've been talking so much about like why we need to smile, why like smile will make ourselves more confident, and like it's so important to have this kind of level of confidence and always encourage people. After I say that, I have said it for like so many minutes, right? And have been saying it again and again. And somehow I have already this kind of subconscious that is built in my mind that I need to smile more. So that's why now when I talk to you guys, I just can't stop smiling. Just can't stop smiling. And I think it's really subconscious working, okay? So subconscious is really powerful tool, okay? It's a really powerful tool. So guys, definitely use it. So if you think yourself is not having a good day, just try to smile, okay? Just or like you could just look at the mirror and say something to yourself. Like say something like, "You know what? I am most beautiful when I smile. I need to smile more. I am an attractive person. I am someone worthy of love." All those kind of amazing words said to you, like "I am amazing person," those kind of things. Just look at the mirror and just say it, say it, say it. Or you could just also do something like me, right? Start a live stream, basically just doing all the self praise, right? Self encouragement, and that actually work, my friend. That actually work. Your happiness feels contagious. I promise. I will keep smiling Nytrix. Oh, that is fantastic, Shashi. I'm so happy that you will keep smiling. Okay, yeah. And happiness is, like you said, is contagious, right? So that's why, like, when you feel happy, you spread the energy to others, so other people also feel the happiness. And that's overall speaking a very, very happy vibes around you. Then the kind of people that surround you that got you know the kind of contagious got the smile from you, and their smile become contagious as well, and that is gonna be making you want to smile more, right? So overall speaking, then that will be a very positive kind of environment you are in. Like, isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing, right? So I am your mirror, you're beautiful. Thank you, Jarvis. Thank you for saying that. That is amazing. Yeah, that is amazing. So we need to break the curse, okay? All of us, we definitely need to break the curse. 好，谢谢 Little Earth 哈，我来喝口水。谢谢你提醒，我确实忘了。Yeah, tasting. So we need to break the curse, right? Social smile contagion is a neuropsychological effect. These are all science, okay? Yes, thank you for sharing, Dr. Louis the Cat. Yeah, there are scientific study, like Louis the Cat said, right? Social smile contagion is a neuropsychological fact. So by science, your smile will also make other people want to smile. Other people smile will make you want to smile. So how many times have you guys encountered that, when you smile at someone, someone just smile back, or someone smile at you, someone smiles at you? No, doctor, just neuroscientist. Yes, neuroscientist, Louis the Cat, Professor Louis the Cat. Yeah, so how many times have you actually just encountered it, that, for example, let's say just a kid smiling at you, you just want to smile back, right? Or some strangers smile at you, you just would want to smile back, right? It's like, so that's like definitely scientific study, like when someone smile at you, that those kind of smile is contagious and you would want to smile. So definitely, when we smile, we're just gonna spread the very positive energy to other people to make other people want to smile, right? So when you get back home, when you see your family members, so there are two choices, right? For example, if your family members come up to greet you with big smile, doesn't that make you feel happy? If you every day going back home and seeing your husband, wife, your kid, or your parents just like frowny faces, like, oh, you're back home, oh, okay. Like your feeling is like immediately down, right? However, if like you have children and children's like, oh, daddy, you're home. Oh, mommy, you're home. Oh, mommy, I love you. Like, doesn't that make you so happy, right? Or like you have a very tiring day, and when you back home, like your parents are like, oh, son, oh, my love, you're back home. Come, eat dinner. Like dinner is all ready. Like, don't you feel like, oh, I feel so happy to be back home, to be in this very warm kind of family environment. She speak English perfect. Thank you, A1. Yeah, don't you feel like so happy? Right? So if you want your family to do that to you, then we should also do the very same thing to our families, to our friends, to our colleagues, right? Yeah. And smiling lowers cortisol stress hormone, so it actually make you healthier. Oh, okay. Exactly, right? So Louis the Cat also shared another scientific study, which is smiling lowers stress hormone. Okay. So when we have lots of stress in ourselves, right? So it is actually triggered by the stress hormone, right? So we may be feels stressful because of many things. Somehow, when you smile, think about that. Whenever you start to smile, you are actually lowering the kind of hormone, the stress hormone, and that is how you're able to become healthier, right? We cannot, to be honest, like not many people have this ability to handle lots of stress in this modern world. And to be honest, like when I started this live streaming, started this account on Red Note, and I had so many American followers, I realized like so many people out there in the US have this mental health issue. It seems to be a very big issue out there in the US. And somehow I feel like that can also be a very big issue here in China. Like nowadays, like so many people have like bipolar, have like depression, those kind of mental health issue, right? It's maybe because they have faced sudden big kind of stress, right? And they have like lots of stress in their life, then they stop smiling. And every day they just become so anxious and think about all the stress, all the negative things that is going on. They no longer smile, and the kind of stress hormone just increase, and like they don't know what's the scientific way of get rid of all those kinds of stress. And the external world, the environment they're in, just keep on sending in the stimulus that will trigger an increase of stress hormone, right? So many people, they cannot get rid of this kind of environment they're in, that they are faced with so much stress, and every day so much stress, and those are the stress that makes people feel unhappy, and they start to not smile. And as a result of not smiling, what happens? They start to grow some mental health problems, right? Grow so mental health problems. So like I have been seeing so many people. For example, I have many follower groups. From time to time, there were just people with mental health problems join this group and start doing the very same thing, which is to start to type so many things that, like, even though nobody knows what they're talking about, they just keep on just typing, like writing very long, sending very long texts for dopamine, sunshine, vitamin D. Yeah, these are great, great, great advice. Okay, guys, listen to Jarvis. He's is a he or she? Let me see. Jarvis is a he, right? Jarvis is actually sharing really good advice for like taking sunshine, like sunbathe, right, and vitamin D. Not so sure about the cold shower part. I've done it, but I immediately got a cold, so not so sure about the cold shower part. But for the other like vitamin D, sunshine, that is definitely really good. Okay, definitely really good. Okay. Oh, by the way, guys, follow me please if you haven't done so. Follow me please if you haven't done so. And also here on this screen, there is a right now chat group you guys can join. Okay, there's a chat group you guys can join. Okay, yeah. So like, hi Annie, hi Bai Mei Annie. Yeah, and also back to this topic, right? So like nowadays, like many people, we cannot change the kind of environment we are in, right? There's a saying in Chinese,如果你改变不了环境，那就改变自己。You cannot change the environment you're in. You cannot get rid of the environment, then change yourself. What is the first thing you can change about yourself? The first thing you can change about yourself is change your subconscious. Smile more. Smile more, right? Whenever you smile more, you feel like I am a happy person, just constantly sending this subconscious into your mind that I am a positive person. I am someone who are a smiley person. I smile a lot. Something like that. And tiny bit by tiny bit, then potentially you're just become very different. You just become very different, right? So you cannot change the environment, but you can change the angle, the way you look at the environment you're in, right? So like everything you see is really annoying, like will give you lots of like negative energy. That what you can do is like you just change the energy of yourself, like by starting to boost up your positive energy, by starting injecting all the positive energy by yourself. And then later on, maybe using the very same, looking at the very same environment, you start to notice there are beautiful things in your life. I remember so clearly back then when I was in senior high school, I really enjoyed my senior high school. So like because I was so happy back then in my senior high school. I was like happy every day. You know, the moment that you become happy, you start to notice all those beautiful things in your life. I remember on my way to school, I would notice, oh my God, that is such a beautiful, cute little flower that is growing in the street. You know, I noticed those kind of things. Like, how many people, if you guys would actually notice a random small flower that it was growing out there? Like, not many people would notice that, right? For example, nowadays I wouldn't notice that, but back then when I was in my senior high school, I was so happy every day. I had this like really good kind of happy feeling every day, so I started to notice all those tiny little bit things. And those tiny little bit things is just gonna make you feel even happier, right? I feel like, oh my God, this little flower is smiling at me, right? So that's just the kind of thing that would change, like when you start to have a positive kind of thinking, subconscious, and when you start to smile a lot. So whenever whatever you see, you start to see good things rather than the bad things, right? I start to notice all those beautiful flowers instead of noticing those dog shit on the street, right? Yeah, so that's exactly what you would do, right? Let me see what Louis Cat said. Jarvis isn't wrong. Cold shower can increase dopamine and serotonin precursors. Oh, okay. Good to know that. Actually, you know what? Well, I haven't tried a lot. I haven't tried a lot of cold showers. As a matter of fact, what I tried is the what we call the Sweden what it called Sweden bathing, something like that. So basically, what you do is in order to increase the blood circulation, you could do something which is going constantly, just going back and forth from cold pool to hot pool. When you go to a sauna center, a spa center, there is a cold pool and there is a hot pool, right? So I saw on social media that, okay, what you can do is just go to the cold pool for like 10 seconds and just go back to the hot pool. and stay in the hot pool for a couple of minutes and go back to the cold pool for several seconds, just back and forth 3 times. And I did it. And the very next day I had a fever. The very next day I had a fever because they also said there is some like scientific study behind that, that is going to increase the blood circulation and makes your body stronger or something like that. So I tried it somehow, like I got a fever. So because like by doing that, that is actually according to Chinese traditional medicine, that is not good. You're adding coldness to your body, but also like heat to your body. Like by changing the external environment, you actually make yourself sick. Yeah. But I guess like taking cold shower, like unless it's like too cold, if it's like average cold, that is okay. Yeah. Yeah, I swim daily when water temperature is below 26 Celsius degree. I feel very well. Oh, okay. Well, water temperature under 26 can feel like quite chilly. Yeah, but you swim daily, that is good for health. Yeah. So that is also something related to subconscious, right? When your subconscious is telling you that you're a healthy person, you just start to accept like you want to live a very healthy life, you are a healthy person, or like maybe deep down your subconscious is telling you that that is going to make you feel good. So that's why like okay, you feel good to stay in the water that is below 26 Celsius degree, right? So like I swim a lot during summertime as well, right? So I know like what's a good temperature. So to be honest, like water temperature under 26 Celsius degree does feel like quite chilly. So like the fact that you feel like it is actually good for your body, that is also because of your subconscious. So that's why everyone, let's do another round of sending smiley faces in the comment, okay? Sending smiley. I want every one of you to send a smiley face in the comment, a smiley emoji in the comment, okay? Because today is the World Smile Day. Today is the World Smile Day, and we want everyone to smile, okay? I want everyone to smile. And that is how you're able to live this day happier. And that is how you're able to spread your positive smile energy to your friends, your family, your colleagues, everyone around you. That is how you're able to do that. Okay. I want every one of you, as long as you are in my live stream, send a smiley face in the comment. Okay. Let me see who are not doing that. Who are not doing that. Everyone, send a smiley face in the comment. Okay. And also promise me, whoever who has sent a smiley face in a comment, you guys promise me that you're gonna smile for the rest of your day. Okay. Because today is the World Smile Day. And when you start smiling, you will immediately feel so much better about yourself, so much better about the day. And maybe you're just gonna, who knows, maybe just because you smiled, you're just gonna have a better luck. You have a bigger confidence in yourself. So everyone, just keep doing it. Okay. So for those of you who haven't sent a smiley face, I want you to do this. Send a smiley face in the comment and use that as a subconscious training. Just tell yourself that you need to smile. Okay, Mark, even though it's nighttime, you can still smile. Bring your smile to your dream. Okay. Bring your smile to your dream. That is how you're able to have a better sleep tonight. And with a better sleep tonight, you will have a more energetic wake up next morning and you will just keep on smiling, right? Okay. Yeah. Lisa, I like the smile. Okay. Yeah. So for those of you who haven't done it, okay, send a smiley face in the comment because today is the World Smile Day. And when you send the smiley face in the comment, I also want you to remember you need to smile for the rest of the day. You need to feel happy. You need to feel positive. You need to feel you yourself are an amazing person. And just do that. Okay? Just do that. Let's see. Today is also the victory day of the Second World War. We smile for the peace. Yes, we smile for the peace. We smile for the world peace. Okay? Yeah, guys, I'm so happy. Like, you guys must all be doing that. Yeah? And for those of you who haven't followed me, guys, please follow me. Okay? Please follow me if you haven't done so. And also, if possible, you guys could also join my team. Okay, after you press the follow button, this button in here next to my username is gonna be like a heart, and by pressing that again, that is how you're able to join my team. And also for those of you who are new in here, I would also want to invite you to join my chat group, which is my community. Okay, join in here, you'll find so many sisters and brothers that is like you, who are amazing, who are an amazing person. Dorothy, yes, world peace and happy. And smile more. Exactly, exactly. Okay, yeah, yeah. So I'm so happy that I am able to spread so many positive energy to everyone here in this live chat room. And I feel like that is the whole purpose of live streaming, right? And that's why I really like the saying called influencer. Like, I do consider myself today that I fulfill this mission of influencing people very positively, right? I force myself to dance and it triggers my dopamine and makes me smile. Oh yeah, dancing also makes people want to smile. So you know what? Nowadays there is a very popular thing here in China. You will notice there are many old ladies. They would dance at night on the street, on like in the plaza or whatever, like that. You know, it's a very interesting phenomenon, like to see so many people, like for example, my mother's age or even my grandma's age, were just going out on the street and dancing, party. Yeah, that is their way of partying, right? Square dancing. Yeah, exactly, square dancing. Yeah. Well, to be honest, I consider that to be quite happy, right? To be quite happy. Like whenever I see them dancing, like following those like very strong beat kind of music and like waving, I consider that to be quite happy. So the fact is that is not my type of dance. Otherwise, I love to join them. So to be honest, like I think that when I grow old, I might be the type of those square dancing ladies because that is pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. I want to join the aunties dancing. You can do that. Come to China and join them. It's pretty easy to find those kind of dancing group. Okay, it's pretty easy to find those kind of dancing group. Yeah, yeah. Let's turn life into what it is, a celebration. Exactly, exactly. Let's turn life into what it is, a celebration. Exactly. You're so right about that. You're so right about that. Yeah. So I feel like many people likes to you know once Stephanie so tried all sorts of different methods, to make themselves feel happy, right? To increase the dopamine, right? Some people said that they exercise a lot. So dancing is also one way of exercising, right? So exercising can also make people feel happy, right? So like we also talked before about mental health problems. So maybe we can dive a little bit deeper in that topic. So like actually, how many of you guys have encountered like mental health problem people, or like how many of you guys have actually experienced like mental health problems yourself? I never realized that mental health problems can be such a big problems until until I started my live stream and saw so many people in coming to my account and they actually have like mental health problems. And that also reminded me back then, to be honest, like I remember some of my family members have also suffered from some of the mental health problems. Yeah, stress free will make you live longer. Yeah, so that's why, like, to be honest, like I'm very attracted to some of the ancient philosophy here in China. I have actually shared multiple times about the Confuciusness, right, and also the Buddhism and also Taoism, right. So these are like all those good Chinese ancient philosophy that just remind people that you need to be free of stress. But like the kind of stress, it's like the way of dealing with stress is like very different, using different methods, right? For example, like Buddhism is about ignore the stress, just let it go through, right? It's something like that. Just don't create stress for yourself, right? I had depression for many years. Spirituality healed me. I'm so happy that your depression got healed. Yeah. So, well, as a matter of fact, like somehow I feel like the mental health issue here in China was not emphasized enough. So somehow, especially for the older generation, the fact that someone has mental health issue is equal. So just basically equals to let me see, what's the Chinese word? What's the English word for that? It's basically same as 精神分裂症，怎么说呢？精神分裂症。 Schizophrenia. So like here in China, like many people just treat any sorts of like mental health issue to be the very same as schizophrenia. But there are so many different types of like mental health problems inside the big category, right? There are categories of depression, there are categories of bipolar, there are just like all sorts of different things. And I had ADHD too that doesn't have a cure, so I own it. Yeah, so like to be honest, I have never thought about like AD. I don't have ADHD, right? But like the other day, I was able to meet. Well, last year I met a new friend, and he had ADHD. That was the very first time I realized and I understand what is ADHD. So it looks like I feel like no matter like what he does, like he just couldn't stay still. Like he was always like here and there, and there, always like that, always moving around. So that's like ADHD, my friend, right? That's ADHD, right, my friend? Yeah, so like I don't know, like we cannot decide what kind of body we were born in. Like when it comes to like ADHD and also come to autism, those are both mostly just genetic decided. It's not like something that is like you could prevent or something. They just like built in the genes, right? Yeah, it's much more than that. Yeah, it's like you can't like focus on something like others, right? I also remember back then seeing content creators who had ADHD, and he said that you know what, he started to taking pills, and like the very first time he took the pill, immediately feel his whole world calm down, and somehow like he feels like, oh my god, so this is the like ordinary people's world, and feels so much comfortable, so much more comfortable, something like that. Yeah, it seems like I am ADHD. Yeah. So then I start to realize there are so much difference in different people. And that also teaches one thing, which is to have sympathy for other people, right? So like sometimes like lots of the kind of conflicts is caused because of misunderstanding. We don't understand why other people, like the conflicts between mother daughters, son father son, and husband and wives, many of the conflicts actually is because of misunderstanding. It's like your dopamine receptors are cooked. You actually can hyper focus. Huh? Wait. So you're saying like ADHD can hyper focus or cannot focus? No one can tell I had ADHD and autism today. Wait, what do you mean? Like you can have it today and you don't have it tomorrow? Like what do you mean? Yeah. So like I feel like, so for people who have those kind of mental health issue, like I don't have too much advice for people who are born with those kind of genetic kind of thing. But somehow there's a content creator shared that he never realized that he had ADHD until he was able to study abroad in the US. Somehow like in the US, those kind of mental health issue was a big focus, like lots of people had that, and that's why like going to see a psychology doctor was not a big deal. So she went to see a doctor, and the doctor diagnosed her to be ADHD and prescribed her some like the medicines that could help her relieve the symptoms of ADHD. And the first time she took this ADHD pills, and she was like, "Oh my god!" She immediately feel like the whole world just calmed down, and oh my god, this is the kind of world ordinary people are having every day. And like later on, she was like, "You know what? Then I start to realize that okay, it's not because I am not good. It's just because I was born with this kind of natural kind of weakness, or how to say 这个缺陷 how to say 缺陷这个我天生就有这个缺陷 defect, right? I was born with this natural defect, right? I had ADHD or sort of like minor autism or something like that, compared to other people. So later on realized that, you know what? Oh, okay, it's not my fault to not be able to focus when I was studying back then, but because I was scolded so much by my parents. Like my parents always just scolded me, saying like, why someone else, other kids could just focus and finish all the math problems within half an hour. Why you just couldn't do that? Oh, you're a kid that I hate so much, something like that. She later on realized it was not my fault. I was born with a body, with a mind like that. And it was my inborn defect that I was not able to focus like other people. And with the cure medicine, then I was able to focus and I was able to experience the ordinary people's life. She later on realized that. So, like from her story, I also started to think about it, right? So, accept that the fact that we need to, apart from the fact that we all need to smile a lot, like I said, right? You know, when I say smile the word, I start to smile. So, that is how magic that is, right? How magical that is, right? So, when we start to smile a lot more, we start to spread all those positive energies to other people. So also, like when we think about that, you know, we realize that some people are just born with the kind of things that we don't have, the kind of problems that we don't have. Then oh, 人气票，对对对，大家刷一下人气票哈。Guys, yellow tickets, yellow tickets. Keep on tapping the screen to send in likes, okay? Almost night, guys. For those of you who haven't followed me, follow me. For those of you, tap on the screen to send in likes, and if possible, just join my team and also send some of those yellow tickets called 人气票 so that this live stream can be pushed to more people and we can reach a higher ranking. Yeah, somehow I feel like my ranking dropped a lot. Before I was able to reach like top 40. So today is like too far away from top 40. So guys, help me with that, okay? Just keep on tapping the screen to send in more likes. Okay, keep on tapping the screen. Everyone, more than 5,000 likes. 5,000 is a bit too much. 500 likes, okay? Everyone, 500 likes and send on the yellow tickets to help push this live stream to more people, okay? Possible. Yeah. And also, like, back to the topic, you guys keep on doing it. I'm just going back to the topic, okay? So, like, that's also, I started to feel like I need to grow more sympathy for others. Like, I have to also feel like really grateful for myself. Yeah, 这五千大概要用筋膜枪了，要用筋膜枪才能够点出5000个了。Yeah. So so first of all, I start to feel really grateful for the kind of body I was given, right? I don't have those kind of inborn defects as some other people, right? I was born with a body that I don't have those kind of inborn problems, right? And I was also super grateful, like I said, to be born in a family that's unlike other Chinese traditional Chinese families. My parents really encouraged me a lot. They don't say anything bad about me. They encourage me all the time. Whenever I do something, they encourage me. That is also that makes me feel like really grateful, right? So like I also start to realize that not everyone is lucky like me, right? Some people were born with, like I said, ADHD. Some people were born with autism, like all sorts of problems, right? Some people are even born disabled, right? And also, some people were not as lucky as me. They were born in a very traditional Chinese type of family where their parents just discourage them all the time. So the way they think is also pretty discouraging. They don't really treasure themselves like the way I treasure myself. They don't consider themselves to be an excellent person just like I do. So I feel like I need to do one thing, which is I need to show my empathy. I need to understand other. I need to always think in other people's shoes, try to stand from their ground to understand where they come from and try to show the empathy. So the other day we also discussed a little bit about the problem of discrimination. The reason why we have discrimination is also on the base that people don't have empathy for others, right? So people don't really realize one thing, which is like, okay, there are some people, maybe because of historical reasons, wait, the reason why they are not considered to be good is not because they are not from the place that is not good or they themselves are not good. It simply is because of those kind of social stereotype, those kind of mentality that is so wrong, right? You are someone with a lot of sympathy for others, right? Then you would not discriminate some person simply because of his background, where he's from, or the skin color, right? Just show more sympathy. I feel like sympathy, these are all the great virtue that every one of us need to have to make this world a better place. But first of all, let's start from smile first. Okay? How many of you guys are smiling? How many of you guys are smiling? Okay? If you haven't smiled, smile, my friend. Okay? If you haven't smiled, smile, my friend. And don't forget to follow me. Okay? Don't forget to follow me. This is definitely a very interesting live stream. Okay? A very interesting live stream, a live stream that many people like. Yeah. Yeah. How many of you guys are smiling? Type a smiley face if you're smiling right now. Okay. Type a smiley face. So today we're not typing anything one. Okay. Let's do this going forward. Okay. We also need to strengthen this subconscious practice. Going forward, whenever I want to have an interactive with you, whenever I want to have some interaction with you, instead of saying like, okay, whatever doing this, type one, or whatever that, type two, I'm just gonna say like, whatever this, type a smiley face, whatever two, type a peace gesture, something like that, right? That is like better, yeah. Sometimes I notice when ADHD is mentioned, people around me go like, "Yeah, I also have." Oh, really? 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 Yeah. So like a lot of people haven't realized that they actually have some of those kind of mental health symptoms. I was smiling. There you go. Good to see you are smiling, my friend. Good to see you're smiling. I'm so happy so many people of you guys are smiling. Yeah. So if you guys are smiling coming to this live stream, then you guys are sending secretly the positive vibes to me to make me want to smile. And also when you guys are typing smiling face in the comment, that also makes me want to smile. And also you're sending the subconscious encouragement to yourself as well by telling you that you need to smile a lot more. Okay? You need to smile a lot more. Okay? So every day, happy, every day, smile. That's what we are all gonna do. Okay? Yeah. I mean, many people of us want to stay negative and talking negative stuff. Yeah. There was a show that got so viral last year, at the end of last year and also beginning of this year, which was called Goodbye Lovers, 再见爱人. That was like a very, very famous kind of TV show here in China. Like literally everyone was watching that. So inside that show, there was like one couple, husband and wives. So the wife was like hated by so many, like she was definitely attacked by so many people. So in her, you start to see a kind of wife, like she just couldn't really take the love from the family, right? So the lots of analysis behind the kind of family she was born and the kind of environment she grew up, and lots of the analysis expert analysis said that basically the reason why she always had this kind of conflict with her husband, that she never felt that she was able to be fulfilled by the love of the husband or the family, is simply is because she subconsciously don't feel like she's worthy of love, and she feels guilty whenever she's happy. She feels guilty to be in the kind of like condition that she's happy. It's just like that. So subconsciously she's just not confident about herself. She like even would feel guilty that she feels she is happy. That is actually totally wrong, totally wrong. So the reason why like so many people like to talk negative is because their subconscious tells them that they don't worth to be a happy person. So that's why like by talking negative, they're feeling that okay, because I am not good, I'm not worthy. So by always talking negative, that somehow matches with their subconscious, and that's basically what's going on. So if you are like so if you are like that, so definitely just change your subconscious. That's going to be the very first step. Okay, be positive. And later on, when you start to be positive, you would also start to notice that your entire body also start to shine, start to change. Yeah, start to change, start to shine. Like you start to have a better health condition. Yeah, and also start to have a higher level of dopamine. And deprecating humor is kind of seen cool and normalized. So like some people they do that well as a way of just also doing it. So I feel like you could do like self-deprecating humor. It's just on the condition like you're doing that to be like positively doing that is okay, but like negatively doing that just purely for the purpose being negative, then I don't kind of agree with that. So I also feel like one thing, which is like if you want to change yourself, like you could actually do it, right? So starting from several weeks ago, I started to have this kind of self routine. So like I was like 100% focused on working, working, working every day. The moment I open my eyes, I start working until all the way till the moment that I close my eyes, start to sleep. Like every day, I was literally just working like a workaholic from like the very first minute to the very last minute. And like when I was like that, to be honest, like the whole body started to have some problems, right? It started to suffer from some symptoms like some immune problems, immune system kind of problems. I start to have something on the skin, and I don't even know what that is. When I see the doctor, that doctor said that okay, it's basically just your immune system started to have some problems. You're having too much stress, right? And my husband also started to say like, you know what? I think you have too much stress. And when I was like so indulgent in working, like so focused on working, like so workaholic, I never realized that. I didn't realize that, I was like in really high stress. I I didn't realize that because I actually somehow like part of me, like I feel guilty if I don't work that hard. Okay. My subconsciousness was telling me that you need to just work as hard as possible in order to be successful. You should feel guilty if you play and not work. So you're right. All work, no play makes a jack a dull boy, right? Is that a saying, right? It's not good, right? So like that, there was a period of time it was like that. Okay. So that was also the period of time when I was doing live stream. You guys probably didn't notice, but there was a period of time I was like that, just doing working all the time. And I started to have like severe sleep issue. Like I couldn't sleep in the middle of the night. And also like all those kind of immune system problems. And also my face start to grow like wrinkles, right? And like my tongue start to look not so good. And then like there was the moment I started to realize, okay, this is so wrong. I shouldn't be doing that. And also studying like something those kind of theory of manifestation also tells me that okay, if you want to be someone else, if this is the kind of life status you want, actually my husband told me that, right? So if you want to be like this, you need to have everything now as much as possible, right? So lots of people say that, oh, okay, I need to work extremely hard to earn lots of money. And the moment I become rich, then I can relax and do something, right? But lots of the things that you think that you can do only after you have reached one goal, you could actually just do it right now. So I feel like, yeah, maybe I could start like, I feel like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't just be so tensed, right? All the time, like work all the time. Maybe I should just make myself relax from time to time, right? I should just go back to my normal kind of routine. It's okay to take a bit of rest. That by taking care of my bodies. So right now I restart working out. I'm not so sure if you guys notice, like my body is growing fitter and fitter. You guys can watch me, like you guys, many of you guys watch me grow like by building a business from 0 to 1, right? You guys could also start observing me and see me grow my body to be fitter and fitter and fitter, like start to have like more muscles. Right now like pretty much no muscle in here, right? Like the bat wins, right? The bat wins like from, well, I restarted my workout routine. So nowadays like every day I actually really like work out. So hopefully, like I will rebuild my body to be fitter, like stronger. And I also do achieve something. A therapist is not a solution. That is the first lesson in university. What do you mean, KP? It's still at step 2. And I was like, oh my God, how come you don't think about it? It's already, it's so obvious. Like you just go from step 1 to step 6. And he's like, why is so obvious? You have to understand there are so many people out there who are not able to do those kind of thinking like you do. So that's why like you need to show sympathy and just go from step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 6 and just be patient and explain everything because not every brain thinks the very same way. Yeah, and I consider that to be a pretty good advice. Yeah. Basically in the first year you're taught not to speak to client. Let me see what you're talking about. A therapist is listening and not offering solutions. Basically in the first year you're taught not to speak to the client. Okay, now I get what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh yeah. So saying that, yeah, that is true. Like so, lots of the therapists said that. Well, basically, when you're having a client coming over, it's never about offering solutions, right? You don't tell a client that what you need to do. This is the thing you need to do. That is the thing you need to do. It's more about asking questions, listen, and asking questions, and somewhat just direct the person to think in a way that is considered to be the right way of thinking. Let them help them, guide them to explore their heart, explore their mind all by themselves. Eventually, they're able to reach the destination to be a better person. That is what you're talking about, right? Being a good listener is important. I completely agree with you. Yeah. And also, one of the biggest lessons, the very first lesson I learned when I was back then starting my step Starting my career as a salesperson is also about listening. It's also about listening. So there are so many like extremely excellent, smart, and talented salesperson, big salesperson. They come down to talk to us junior when I first started my career as a salesperson. Is that you need to listen. So they have shared lots of stories because people feel better when they talk a lot, right? Whenever people talk a lot, they just feel happier. It's there's also like scientific study around that. Like whenever people start to talk a lot, they just feel naturally happier. When they are listened to by others, like they are happier, something like that. So like back then, those like really senior salesperson just come down and taught us junior that whenever you go into a client conversation, it's so important not just to keep on talking. It's more important to listen. So to be honest, like lots of people make decisions basically just because they are happy. They want to, there's a higher chance they would buy your products when they are in a happy mood than in a bad mood, right? So like the fact that you're listening to this one with a lot of attention to make this person talk a lot, probably without selling your products, that person will just buy your products. So they have shared so many like an extremely smart salesperson have shared multiple times that well they have been into the client call or a client meeting and they have been just talking so much like talking and they feel like they're so confident, so good, like oh okay, I'm just gonna, I speak so well, right? Have said everything good about this product, I'm definitely gonna win it. And eventually what happened is the client didn't do anything. So, however, like they went to a meeting that they didn't say anything, they basically just listened. They thought that is not going to be a good meeting because they were not given a chance to talk anything about the products, but somehow it turned out to be a good meeting. So, listening itself is a great skill. Listening is a fantastic skill. I agree with you. Mhm. You can't keep talking about the fix, but also being in a great conversationalist is important. Yeah, it's great to hear all of this. Uh-huh. Yeah. So Agatha, right? Agatha, have you guys followed me? Have you followed me? Yeah, definitely follow me. Okay. Okay. Let's see what else we can discuss about today. Let's see what else we can discuss about today. I feel like today is a very special day. I feel like definitely today is a very special day. So we have discussed a lot about like various things and mostly about mostly about all those like positive energy. Oh, okay, my TikTok is finally on. My TikTok is finally on. Oh my god, I was not able to see all the comments on TikTok, my friend. Somehow, like it was all broken. So I'm so sorry. I was not able to read any of your comments and was not able to reply to all the comments. And now I'm finally on, so that's why I'm able to read all the comments. I'm so glad that so many of you guys are still in here, even though I don't have any interaction with you guys. Yeah. Well, you and I think the same, Nitrix. I think I go from step 1 to 10. That's why I don't really make bad decisions. Okay, that is good. Yeah. Yeah, you can talk. She's gonna need a fill up. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Mhm. See, it sounds like you and Mr. Important have a good balance. Yes, I consider we have a good balance. Yeah. So we have like so we do have something sharing in common, but there are so many things that we think very differently. Our personality is very differently, and there are things that we are so the things I'm good at, maybe the things he's not so good at, but he definitely has something that he's so good at, but I am not so good at. So there are many balance between us. So that's why like every single day we're learning a lot from each other. We're learning a lot from each other and like having each other just make ourselves become a better person. So that is really, really good. Yeah, I consider that to be a very healthy relationship. Yeah. So still like when we first started, like we quarrel a lot because there are some misunderstanding and the way of living habits are very different, right? So somehow like you have to experience this kind of a period that you just quarrel a lot as a couple, right? And afterwards, start to understand what is the way that makes your other half and also yourself like live more comfortably and find this balance. And once the balance is reached, then no more quarrel. Like you're just basically living every day very happy. You only focus on the positive thing. So I think like one of the very good things we do is whenever we have an argument, we don't just argue purely for the sake of arguing. We just release all the kind of negative energy out of ourselves. So we would actually just sit down at the end of the argument and then really discuss why we would have that kind of argument. What's the reason behind this kind of arguments? And then what are the things we could do in the future to prevent such kind of argument from happening again? And also we would also discuss like what are the things that we dislike other people do to us, to me, to ourselves, so that we can, maybe the other person can adjust the way of talking so that we can eventually just have a better relationship. We do lots of like self reflection, especially when we have an argument. It's not just like "Arr!" and nothing, and you just basically repeat the same mistake again. So I saw it a lot in my parents, right? Like, for example, my parents quarrel, argue, and like, okay, they don't do any like self reflection. After a while, the same problem happens again. They just quarrel, argue again. And same thing, just repeat every day. They just repeat every day, every time, every after a while, it's just repeated. They don't do the self reflection. So the very small problem, after you quarrel it over it, argue over it for so many times, just become a big problems until it becomes a problem that is not solvable because this problem has caused so much hurt to each other's heart, right? And whenever you start to quarrel about something, you no longer just quarrel. You're just releasing the kind of angriness, right, in you that has been accumulating for so many years. You're just basically releasing all those kind of furious feeling, right? All those kind of anger, all those kind of anger is no longer about quarrel. So like when we started our marriage, our relationship, then we start to realize that okay, it's so important that whenever we have some conflicts, it's very important we do some self-reflection to understand that why why it started, why did it start, right? And what's the reason behind the conflict? Why would we have the conflict? And what are the things we need to do to prevent such conflict from happening again? What are the things that the other person is doing that makes ourselves unhappy? What are the things that I am doing that makes other people unhappy, right? So that's why like after we start to adjust the way we live, right, just bit by bit we make improvements to make other people's life better. So then we have less conflicts and we have less arguments, and every day is just love, 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 and happy, 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 and that is great. Yeah. Is he annoyed by you from time to time? So yeah, still there will be time that he will be annoyed by me. For example, like we have like different types of kind of living habits at the very beginning, right? So for example, he's the kind of person when it comes to daily life, he really pay attention to details, right? For example, so like I am the kind of person like who doesn't really pay attention to lots of details when it comes to living. Okay, when it comes to work, I pay lots of attention to details, right? But when it comes to living, right, I'm not the type of person. For example, when you're wiping the table, he will make sure like every corner of the table is wiped very clean, right? But for me, I'm just basically just wiping, right? Oh, okay, I'm wiped. So somehow there may be some corners that was not like wiped thoroughly, right? So that would really annoy him. Then he would start to have this communication. He said that, see, since you are already doing it, why don't you just use your work attitude to do it, to wipe it very clean, to make sure there is like no corner that's left. Since you're doing it anyhow, like why don't you just do it very well? If you don't do it, like wipe every corner of it, I will just come over and help you to finish those parts you're missing, right? And that would cause lots of conflicts. Like I can do it for you for once, if I do it for you for 10 times, 20 times, every time you do it, but I just come back and to help you finish the part you didn't do it perfectly, then that would cause a lot of negative energy. Then eventually I would just feel so annoyed, so unhappy, and we would start an argument, we would start a conflict. I think that makes sense, right? Then I'll start to improve. Whenever I start to do something in my life, then I will start to pay attention to those tiny details. and then try just improve as much as possible so we can reach a balance, right? And now I would also say to him, like, you know what, you grow up in an environment that you're able to form those great habits of whenever you do those house chores, you just do everything like very pay attention to details. But I was not like that. So I will try my best to improve. However, somehow you couldn't just demand me and ask me to grow from 0 to 100 like in no time, right? I have to improve from time to time. So maybe I can be a lot better than yesterday, but I cannot just reach the same level, like attention to detail, like you do. So you also need to be a bit more patient with me. You have to see that I am improving. And as long as you see me improving, then you should just be, feel happy about that. Actually, not just like every time you still see, like, hey, I've talked to you about that. Why are you still not improving? Why are you still not doing the same way as I do? Just don't do that, right? So there's no way for me to be just like you in no time, but I promised you that I will improve from time to time. So after those kind of, this is like, I feel like how we say about manage a relationship, right? Each one of us are like just telling us what are the things we want, what are the things we want the other person do, and eventually that we're just gonna be better, right? 打压式什么打压式啊，Christy? Is your husband a single child as well? Yeah, he's also single child. So like for our generation, majority of the kids are basically just single child, just single child. Yeah. Sneaky Sky, how tall are you? Guess. Take a guess. Sneaky Sky. Take a guess. How tall am I? Take a guess. How tall am I? Yeah. Uh huh. I would maybe argue if you cook the same thing every day. You know, I really enjoy eating a lot. I really enjoy eating a lot, so that's why five, five, 5'9". Very close, very close. I think I'm 5'8". I'm 5'8". Yeah, I'm 174. 5'9". How tall is 5'9"? 5'9" is how tall? 5'9" is 178. Um, I'm not so sure what about 5'9", but I'm 5'8". Yeah, I'm 5'8", 5'8". Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Luis. Much more interesting. Okay, that explains a lot. Okay. Uh, oh, that explains a lot. Oh, explains a lot about what, my friend? Yeah. Why are you saying, Mark? Why are you saying that we are all single child? That explains a lot of what? Yeah. Yeah, 5'8". My height. How tall am I? Someone is asking like how tall am I? I'm saying that I'm 5'8". I'm not 5'9". I am like very close to the height that can be a model. I think like maybe 5'9" is a kind of entry level to be a model, but I'm 5'8", so like not still not tall enough to be a model. Or even if I become a model, I will consider to be a short model. So in centimeters, 175. 174, sorry, 174. Yeah. So I feel like you have to be like over 175 in order to be a qualified model. But I'm 174. Yeah. 174. But I don't want to be a model. Well, modeling is a pretty tiring kind of job. Like the fact that when I had my like wedding photo shoot, like it already feels so tiring, not to mention to be uh to be a like a professional model, like since children are more set in their ways. Yeah, you're right. So that's the problem with single child. So that's also the reason behind nowadays the divorce rate is so high for our generation, because we are all single child, right? So we are more set in our ways. Like we want everything to be done in our ways, right? So that's why like there's like at the very beginning lots of conflicts also happen between me and my husband, simply because we want everything to be done in our own way, and we have different ways, right? So that's why there are conflicts. But one thing great we did is that, well, we realized that, and we start to have lots of negotiation, lots of like communication, and start to understand like, okay, different, we have different thinking, we have different ways of doing things, like we have to respect others and just try to adjust our behavior so that like each other could have a more smoother relationship with each other. Children in larger families share more. That is so true. That is so true. But children in larger families could also have like larger families kind of problems. You would notice, like, for example, for my parents' generation, you would see the personality of the biggest daughter and the middle daughter and the youngest daughter. The personality is so different because of they are like different rankings in their family. So that is like pretty interesting. Okay, guys, it's 9:30. It's 9:30. Good to see every one of you. We had another amazing 2 hours live stream today. Thanks to all of you guys. So for those of you who haven't followed me, definitely follow me, okay? So for those of you who haven't joined my chat room in here, join my chat group, okay? We're definitely a family, okay? Join the family if you haven't done so. And just so you guys know, I usually would have live stream from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. China time. And I look forward to seeing every one of you the very next day. Okay? Bye bye. Bye bye. Yeah, keep smiling and keep smiling, everyone. Keep smiling today. Promise me, keep smiling. Okay?